We're on the Turkish side of the border crossing with Jarablus, which is under the control of ISIS. When we zoom across the border, on top of this pink building, we can clearly see an ISIS flag. We're super close to ISIS fighters now. We can see some of their vehicles moving just across this fence. Sometimes we hear their announcements over the loudspeakers saying things like, "God help ISIS in its fight." In between this fence and a trench that you can see in the distance is mines laid by the Turkish army. But that trench was dug by ISIS fighters over the course of months in broad daylight, right under the nose of local people living here, and also under the nose of the Turkish army. Round the corner we can see some of the construction equipment that's left over that they used to dig that trench. We'll try to get a couple of shots of it before we go. Just over here is a local school that's also been shut down because of rockets being fired by ISIS into this area. Now, as you can see, this is part of the wall that's being built. Oh, police. Keep rolling, because this could be interesting, okay? A close shave in a country that's become notorious for its crackdown on journalists. But this time, local police seem more frustrated by their orders to interrupt our work than our work itself, which is about how ISIS, strikingly visible from here, came to control 98 kilometers of the border. Bülent is one of the few who remain in this town, which has been left in economic ruins by the war next door.
Giden barbar geçmek istese geçireyim yani oraya. Sınırdan giderim. Ama gazeteci derim diyecek. Gazeteci olduğunu bilmeyecekler. Bir görüntü aldığını gördüm mü gitti.
Turkish President Erdogan's government has become keen to show that it's tough on ISIS. National headlines are increasingly filled with reports of operations against the group. But Bülent shows us video after video of what he's been witnessing on his doorstep. That tells a different story.
Ben sana bir şey söyleyeyim, şu anda orduya yetki versinler, 24 saatte ne işit kalır ne bir şey kalır. Evet, işin kaldığı hendekte. Yani burada biz normal görüyorduk.
So you guys could see them doing that from here?
Rahatça söyleyeyim, satan ağacını görülü yani. Oraya sınırdan 50 metre ilerisi şuraya çıktım görülmüyor mu? Eşildiği de görülü. Şu anda eşilmiş izleri görülürse eşilen koca kepçe de görülür yani.
But when ISIS was entrenching itself in Jarablus, reportedly surrounding the town with mines to make it practically impossible for civilians to flee, it wasn't just Turkish security services that looked the other way.
Bu yaklaşık 2 yıl önce bunu koalisyon uçakları da gördü. Suriye'de mülteciler diyor ki yalancı yerler. Aynı bunda.
Locals argue this wall is a symbol of how belated Western pressure led to more visible measures by the Turkish government to close down its border. But for the people, it's too little, too late.
Paradan bensizler, eşekler. Yemin ederim şu anda deseler şu anda Kargamış'ın tapusunun kökünü sağlar. İzin veren adamla ne kadar güvenebilirsin, ben Kargamış tapusunu alsam mı olur yani?
The guys are starting to get a bit nervous because we are very close to ISIS and they're worried about snipers. So we're going to get out of here. Lizzie Phelan in Turkey for RT.